Alright guys, number 21 on the list is Bomb Bomb. I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be like a meme fruit just because it's really trash, and the timer on it is really trash. I suggest no one buy this fruit with Robux. No one do anything with this fruit because it's really garbage. The next fruit on the list, guys, we have is Spike Spike. So Spike Spike is a lot better than Bomb Bomb, and it's really fun. It makes you be Sonic the Hedgehog. That's basically it. So that's number 20 on the list is Spike Spike, and it's overall really fun, man. It's overall just really fun. For number 19, guys, we have Smoke. And you guys are probably wondering, yo, why Smoke number 19? It's a Logia. You're right, it's a Logia, but it's also the weakest Logia. It has 3 moves, and they're not all really that good. They're not all really that good. That is why Smoke is number 19. Alright guys, number 18 is probably going to be a shocking to you guys, but we have String. The reason why String is number 18 is because the hitbox is very bad, but the thing about String is it does a lot of damage. It's okay for PvE, it's terrible for PvP. But yeah, you have to be right up on it. You have to be right up on your person. The hitbox is very slow. The hitbox is very low, and the ultimate, it doesn't really do the damage that you really want it to do for a Devil Fruit. That is why I've chosen String to be number 18. Alright guys, next on the list we have Chop Chop for number 17. And the reason why I want to say Chop Chop is number 17, you're immune to sword. That's the main thing. So that means it counteracts Yoru, counteracts 3-sword style, counteracts all that fun stuff. But yes, it is the main to swords, but it's terrible for everything. It's terrible for PvE, it's terrible for PvP. It's just really bad. Alright guys, next on the list we have is Magma. It's number 16 on the list. Magma is a very underrated fruit, but I think I have to say, in this game it's not actually good. In this game it's not actually good. The reason why I say that is, yes it does okay damage. There's many other fruits that do a lot more damage, but the moves are also really hard to hit. Moves are also really hard to land, and they're really dodgeable. They're easily dodgeable. Just like the ultimate, it goes up in the air. It gives you enough time to dash out, dodge out, and you've missed all your skills. Next on the list, guys, we have number 15 is Light. This one's a fan favorited by many people because it is the fastest transportation Devil Fruit. Its hitbox is also very bad, which is why it is right above Magma on the number 15 list. But if you need to get across the map really quickly, Light is your fruit for transportation. You guys are probably wondering why number 14 I'm gonna say is for Spring. The reason why number 14 is for Spring is because it is one of the best transportations for PvP. It's really good fruit to get around, and all the moves do pretty decent damage. Look at that, look at all that damage, and it's just really good to get around, man. Really good for PvE to combo stuff like this, like boom, switch over here, knock them. Look at that. The hitboxes are also really nice, so let's try this. Let's jump up here. That's crazy. All the combos are really nice, and you can leap to get away. It is really pretty decent, man. Next up on the list, guys, we're going to be using Flame for our 13. Flame is a really good fruit overall. It's good for PvP, it's good for PvE, and it's pretty balanced on damage. It's pretty balanced on damage, and it looks really nice. All of the moves flow really good together, and that's why I've chosen Flame for our number 13. So let's go ahead and smack it with our Spirit Bomb. Alright guys, next up on the list for our number 12 is TREMOR. Now, TREMOR is supposed to be one of the best PvP fruits. They nerfed it and they made all the moves a lot slower. But I hear it's supposed to be getting a buff here pretty soon. But besides the fact, it's still really good for PvP. It's really freaking good for PvE. You can take out mobs all alone by yourself with just this wave. You'll see the wave here shortly. The wave is pretty slow. It's really easy to dodge in PvP, but watch how much damage this wave does, guys. Look at that. It aggroes everybody. That is why TREMOR is our number 12. Alright guys, next up we have Gum for our number 11. The reason why Gum is our number 11, it's immune to gun damage. It's immune to gun damage. It does amazing damage overall. It has gear 2, turns your character white. That's just a +2, guys. It turns you to a whole new nigga. And then it does 25% more damage overall. Look at that. And the knockback is insane on the cannon, but the rush is the main scary focus. It is overpowered for PvP. If you get someone in, it's really good for PvE, and it's really good just overall. That is why I've chosen gum for number 11. Next up, guys, is the top 10 devil fruits in the game as of right now, based off my opinion. Next up, guys, I have to say Sand is number 10. The reason why Sand is number 10 is just because the range, the AoE, and the combo moves you can do towards all the enemies. We have Desert Funeral, which is the Gara Sand Burial. It does a lot of damage. It's really easy to hit your opponent. Then next up, we have the Sand Tornadoes, an AoE, and it hits people to way out here. Next up, we have Heavy Sandwich, basically like a charged ball you throw. It's basically like the paw move. Charged ball you throw and it explodes. Does amazing damage and knockback, and it has a flight. Not to mention, it's a Logia. But it does have a downfall. If you jump in the water, you take double water damage. Next up on the list, guys, we have, for number 9, we have Buddha. The reason why Buddha is on number 9 is because they nerfed it tremendously. Yes, it does give you double HP, but with Mink speed, they lowered it tremendously. It used to be ×2 faster. Now you're about average, almost same speed. Even with agility, you don't really move that fast, but it's, you know, it's definitely needed. But it does amazing damage. 1200, the Buddha Leap, you know, 1400, then the Buddha Explosion, 2000. The main reason why I think this deserves number 9 spot is probably because the Buddha Leap and the 10k HP. 10k HP is a lot. That's double health, but the Buddha Leap, you can actually get from point A to point B really quickly. This is the number 1 tanking devil fruit by far. Next up on the list, guys, we have is Dark. Dark is a very underrated devil fruit. It does a lot of damage. The hitbox definitely needs to be revamped. It definitely needs to be a lot bigger because the hitbox is very kind of doo-doo for Dark. But it does a lot of damage. All of the moves stun. Every single one of the moves stun. It does amazing damage, and Dark Bomb is probably one of the most broken moves, hitting for the highest I've seen, 2400 damage. That is why Dark is our number 8. Next on the list, guys, is Ice for number 7. The reason why Ice is our number 7 is because with the revamp, they made Ice really broken. Not only does it do a lot of damage, and the Ice Surge also stuns you, the Ice Bird also stuns you as well for a whopping 2 seconds. Then on top of that, the ultimate will also stun everything around in its path for you to combo all of your moves along with that, with Superhuman, etc. and so forth, everything you need to use. And then on top of that, you're immune to water. You get to walk on water as long as you have energy. So that's why Ice is chosen to be our number 7. Next up is a fan favorite. Number 6, I would have to say, is Rumble. The reason why I say Rumble, it is a good transportation fruit. It is a Logia, but all the moves are really easy to dodge. It's amazing for PvE. So killing mobs, leveling, and questing, this fruit is one of the best fruits for that. But for PvP, it's quite bad. Yes, it does a lot of damage, but all the moves are really easy to dodge. This move, it's easy to dodge. The Sky Thunder, you kind of have to be wherever you're gonna throw it. Yes, it does a lot of damage, but that move's easy to dodge. You jump up 3 times in the air, it's dodged. The Sky Beam, you have to kind of predict where they're going. So say if someone dashes right, you have to slam it down. It's really easy to dodge. And also this move, it's also really easy to dodge. You drop your ultimate. They see it as you're throwing it, they dash to the right twice, it misses. If the powers were a lot quicker, like in the anime, it would be a really strong devil fruit to go against. Alright guys, next on the list, number 5, we have Gravity. The reason why Gravity is the number 5, guys, is because it's just really good. You have a stun that can lock all of your moves around. You can summon your meteor, but even though you have to predict it, the AoE is a lot bigger than Rumble's. Look at that. It hit behind him and it flung him. The knockback is tremendous. This move, it's pretty easy to dodge, but if it hits, it does a lot of damage, and it can hit more than once. It can hit twice on an opponent. Not to mention the Butterfly. The Butterfly's really cool and it's really nice. It does more damage than Rumble, and it's a hard devil fruit to go against. If you master it, you'll be one of the best players in Blox fruit, hands down. Alright guys, next fruit for number 4, we have Barrier. Barrier is basically the shield devil fruit in Blox piece. We have Barrier Wall. We have Surprise Attack, which is like an instant transmission teleport. We have Barrier Prison. You get to trap someone and fling them across the map. And then not to mention we have the unbeatable Barrier Towers. As you've seen in my videos, Barrier can destroy Mochi. Barrier can destroy Mochi 100%. But Barrier is on number 4 for the downside that, yes, the moves are pretty easy to dodge, but you can block all the moves. And it's just, Barrier deserves number 4. Hands down, Barrier is just that good. Next on the list, guys, for number 3, we have Paw, which is also a fan favorite on, for many people. The reason why Paw is on our number 3 is because it's really good for PvE. It's really good for PvP. All the moves hit really hard. 1k, 2k plus. The Paw Nuke has big AoE. And it moves really fast. So you've seen it hit for 1400. This move, the Torture, it blinds your opponent. And they can't see anything. So overall, it's just really good for PvE. It's really good for PvP. And it has a teleport for the quick get outs. For number 2 on the list, you guys are going to think this is quite shocking. For number 2, we have Mochi. The reason why Mochi is not number 1, I'm going to show you after you see the number 1 fruit. Mochi is broken. Don't get me wrong. Mochi is broken. The knockback, the auto grab, everything like that. Mochi takes no skill to use. You can be a monkey. You can legit be a monkey from Old World and be a god with Mochi. It doesn't take much to use. It takes no skill at all. All the moves have big AoE, and the ultimate is quite broken. You can aim it anywhere, and if you're even beside it, it auto-locks to you. You can grab someone from across the map and fling them into the ground. You can also roll or donut away if you're taking damage. And if you have Fishman, you can go in the water. Alright guys, so the number 1 fruit is PHEONIX. The reason why I'm saying it's PHEONIX is because, let me just tell you, right here, full body transformation. That is why PHEONIX is number 1 on the list. Not only did they revamp Cannon, but look at this. It goes all the way across the map, it does insane damage, and the fast kick is really hard to dodge, and you hardly lose energy. You can stay in this form for a whopping 5 minutes of straight PvP. For 1v1s, anything less than 5 minutes is all you need. It cuts you out the form as soon as you hit 20%. So you have 5 minutes of straight PvPing to do, and not to mention, if you do happen to take some damage, you get regeneration flames. So not only on top of that, but it's really good for PvE. It's really good for PvP. You're never going to die with using this fruit as long as you keep to the sky, my fellow Phoenixes. Yeah.